Hello everyone. So today I'm going to tell you about a playground. So in Copado, what is a playground? What is the importance? How to create that? So all the topics are going to cover in this session. So once you log into your Copado Success community, so obviously you might have registered to Copado Success community. Once you logged in, if you go to training section, there you have my playgrounds. When you go there, you will see 0 by 2. So what is a playground basically? So it is something like an environment Copado is giving for you for free of cost to practice, to know more about Copado, to get hands-on with Copado tool, right? So that kind of knowledge you will get, when you create a playground. So at any point of time, at max, you can create 2 playgrounds, and it's not lifelong. It's 30 days validity. So once you create a new playground, it will valid for 30 days, and no worries. Once 30 days is over, you can delete it and you can create again. So that no need to create multiple accounts and create multiple playgrounds. Instead, use your 2 playgrounds for 30 days and just delete them, and again you can create new playground. So once you activate your playground, right? If you customize something, if you have some code, you need to take a backup, otherwise after 30 days there is no one to help you guys. So maintain your code. If you are customizing something, right, you have to take a backup, right? So what are the prerequisites? So playground is something like, when you create a playground, Copado will give you some orgs. So let's say if your pipeline is contains dev1, dev2, UAT, prod, hotfix, 5 orgs, right? So 5 Salesforce orgs you will get and active for 30 days, right? So the prerequisites is something like, once you logged into your success community, you need to have your email ready and a GitHub account. By default, your playground is linked to your GitHub account. So let me create a new playground. You can give any name as per your wish. So accept your agreement. Here is the playground name where you can give any name. So light configuration, scratch arcs. So light configuration, both are fine, but scratch arcs is something like, you will get you might have a what is scratch arc, right? So kind of a Salesforce arc only for development purpose. Light configuration, you will miss some features, I believe, but always go with scratch arcs option, and it won't take much time for you to get ready your playground. Okay, so you need to register. So something like this you can give. This is your username. You can always remember. You will get an email also. No worries. So I'm registering to a Copado means, I will show you shortly how many arcs it will create. But the Copado trial arc is getting created for you. Okay, so this trial arc is something like an arc where Copado package is installed. It will take some time, around 4 minutes, as per the warning. So you will get a Copado org, means a Salesforce org with where Copado is installed, right? So that is the place where you can always log in and you can see the uh, pipeline, user stories, everything. So whenever you wanted to connect any orgs, so as this is a playground, by default, everything is configurable. I mean, Copado has already configured a pipeline with some orgs, everything they will give you at the end of the pipeline creation step. So, but usually in a real scenario, means when you purchase a Copado license, so no one will give you a pipeline by default. So it is your turn to install Copado package. You have to create a pipeline, you have to connect the arcs, you have to connect GitHub, Jira, all those things, right? So but the playground, it is like kind of a plug and play. Just register, you will get emails. Just activate your orgs. That's it. Okay, so we will get an email shortly, so that we need to activate the Copado in our org. Now you can observe the latest update on the screen. The Copado trial org has been created. So we will get an email with the confirmation. So let's check our email. So it's like Salesforce user creation only. Okay, so we'll get an email with the URL and our username. So you can always remember your username. Just click on verify account. So you need to set your password for this account. So this is what a Copado org is. Okay, so just set your password and the security question, just like Salesforce. So once we set our password, right, we will log into Copado.org. So this is where the Copado.org is. So to know whether we have Copado is there or not, just type in Copado keyword in the app launcher. When you see all these apps, Copado is here. And even when you go to installed packages option, you will see Copado package also installed over there. So this is the plain org where Copado is installed. You will not have your metadata, nothing. Okay, so just a Copado org it is. And the next step is, let me show you the package also. Copado deployer. See the version 19.12, a little bit latest version also. This package will be installed in your org by default. Right, when I go to deployment status, also Copado itself has installed a package over here. Sorry, as it is not manual, it is not showing. But in your regular scenario, when you install the package from your success community or app exchange, wherever, you will see a Copado package installed like that. Okay, so now it is turn to log into our Copado.org. This is kind of an authentication. It is by default taking our username, and we just need to log into that org. So our Copado org is ready, right? So we are giving access to in our playground. So just see, Copado is asking to access all our org basically. I'm just clicking an allow. So this is one-time activity. Every time, even in your real scenario, if you are giving access to some org for Copado, you need to give access like that, whatever. Just click on allow, right? So now see, you have successfully authenticated. So what is the authentication? What is our credential? Everything I will show you in the next video. The next step is to link our GitHub account. So in another tab, you can log into GitHub, or if you remember the password, it is fine. If you log in, it will just take it directly. So we are just linking our GitHub account to our playground, right? So here, see, as I have already logged in GitHub in another tab, it may take the session directly, and no need to create any repository manually. So whenever you connect your GitHub, as we have already given some username and all, it will take the it will create a repository also for you in the GitHub. So this is a default GitHub. If you have any GitLab, Azure DevOps, or any other version control, usually it is fine, right? Not the playground. Even in the playground, you can practice anyway. But in real scenario, manually you need to link your version control. Okay, so now see the magic here. It has connected to your GitHub. And if I go to my GitHub account, here see, there is a private repository already created by Copado in your GitHub, right? So now see that running installation script, provisioning licenses. So all the steps will run by Copado in your Copado org. And just to letting you again, these are all the steps you need to do manually in your org if you purchase the licenses. This is just playground. as the beginners won't have knowledge how to install script, how to provision license. So Copilot is just doing everything for you. And once the repository is created, right, even it will create a main branch for you with some git ignore or readme whatever. So your next step is to just to wait for all the steps to create it. And it will create some scratch arcs also for you, right? So as I said, dev 1, dev 2, uh, UAT, hotfix, prod, so all the 5 arcs it will create for you. And you will get 5 emails in your email, to your email you will get 5 emails, right? So you just need to verify, I mean set the passwords for all those 5 arcs. And as I said, all this is one time activity. So once all the arcs are ready, once the pipeline is ready, you are free to use Copado pipeline in your Copado arc. And you can play around. You can create user stories, commit your metadata, deploy to any arc. And you can create your own pipeline. You can connect your own GitHub repository, your own Azure DevOps repository, right? All the scenarios you can practice over there for 30 days in the playground. So that is what a playground means and what is the importance, how. So I think you can always practice now. You can just go to your playground section and create your own playground. And the next steps I will show you shortly. So like this, as you're seeing on the screen, it is creating some scratch org environments. So sometimes depends on the traffic, it may take some time. And you may see cross mark with red color, it may fail you. So immediately you will see refresh icon also, you can refresh it. So once it is creating environments, right, you can verify your email. So as you observe 5 arcs, so your user has been created in 5 different arcs. So like this dot hotfix, one is dev2, dev1, UAT. So all these 5 arcs, you can just verify your account, right? You just set your password. So that anyway, Copad is also doing its job in the backend. And in parallel, you can verify your identity, because this is the first time uh, accessing your account, right? So you'll get an email. So everything, as I said, first time, kind of a one time only. So just give your verification code. And in a real scenario, you will see the org name also, right? So whether if it is production or you or sandbox names, you will see. But as this is a playground, it is giving some dynamic random names, right? So just set your password. So do this activity for all the other 4 arcs also, right? Once every arc is done, you will see the pipeline as well shortly. So now your arcs are ready. You have authenticated, meaning you set your password. And when, as it is first time login in your browser, you got verification codes, you entered those. And now see all the steps are completed. Creating our credentials. What is a credential, will tell you later. But so Copado knows that, I mean, you have your 5 arcs connected in your Copado org. So we need to authenticate, I mean, give OAuth access to every org for Copado. So when you log in to your org, see here, there is a hyperlink login with Salesforce trial org. So October 22, this is our Copado org. So for every uh, org, we are authenticating. So we need to create credential and authenticate ourselves. That is a default and mandatory step to set up the pipeline. That is a manual action in a real scenario. But here, this is just a kind of clicking on a button, it will do its job. So just see here, when I clicked on login with Salesforce earlier, uh, it has already connected to Trello, because in the same browser I'm using everything, right? So it is able to uh, access. So here I'm giving access for my production org also, right? So just a button click over here in the playground setup. But in a real scenario, we need to create a credential record, click on authenticate, give your username, password, kind of a first time activity. So like this, every org we need to connect, we need to give access for Copado to access our org, right? So once Copado is able to access all our orgs, we are free to create a pipeline and connect those orgs. So again, that is real scenario. But over here, once I give access to all the orgs, Copado will create a pipeline in the backend by default, right? So just give access for every org. Dev1, Dev2. So all these orgs, it is going to create a pipeline shortly. So meanwhile, when you log into your Copado org, you can go to your license manager, you can verify your licenses and even your org credentials, everything will be ready by default. So see, I have almost authenticated all my orgs, and Copado from now on, it can connect to all my orgs from my Copado org itself, right? So all done, continue. So finishing touches. Sometimes here also you will see some error, but just keep refreshing. So once this is done, your pipeline will be ready, right? So meanwhile, I will just show you when I go to your app launcher. I always like this Copado console app because all the required actions placed under drop down, right? So if I go to user stories, I can create my own user stories over here. And if I go to let me go to credentials, whatever credentials we have seen earlier, right? So see here, the one UAT hotfix, all these credentials, playground creation as part of that activity, these records have been created and they were already authenticated also. Usually the manual activity it is you have to create a record from here by clicking on new, and you have to give your credential name and click on authenticate. So I will just tell you next session. So when you do those things, right, you will see the username means uh, using this credential we can do lot of activities. Okay, so that is the initial step basically. So that's why it is creating a credential and authenticating in the previous steps. So once we are good over there, right, so it will create a pipeline also for you with all those orgs. Right now it is still creating. So once that finishing touches is over, that's it. So it will show you every org and you are free to practice. Now our playground is ready. So just click on continue, enjoy, right? So now if you refresh your pipeline screen, here you see there is a record created, and again this pipeline record creation, everything is manual in real scenario. Okay, so now our pipeline is ready. When I go to my playground, so at any point of time you can navigate to your my playgrounds tab, you will see like this. So your GitHub is there and your production org means not your original production. This is the Copado org, I can say. But the bottom ones, dev1, dev2, UAT, hotfix, production, all these five are your actual orgs where your metadata is there. But this is the Copado org where your pipeline is there. Means every individual must log into this Copado org in order to commit or in order to deploy, right? Let's say if I am the developer belongs to dev1 org, I will log into this sandbox. I will do my development work. Once I feel development is done, I need to commit my changes to a user story or so. I need to log into this Copado org and open my user story, commit my changes means in my user story, I need to give my source arg as dev1. So Copado's duty is to bring the metadata changes from dev1 org and deploy to UAT org and then to production org. So all those activities, right? All the deployment activities means Copado has to connect to source org to retrieve metadata, connect to destination org, target org to deploy metadata. So Copado is running the job, running the show. from this org itself. So the Copado org is the place where you will do all the deployments. This is the org, this is the place where you need some licenses and all. So here, if I navigate to pipeline manager, see here, dev 1, dev 2 connected to UAT, and then to production. Hotfix also connected to production. So our pipeline is ready. So now you can go to your user storage tab. You can start roaming around. Means even a user story already created for you as part of playground creation. Open your user story, and now you will see the source arc. I think dev1 has been connected already. So just do some changes in your dev1 arc, right? So just open your dev1 arc, do some change. I mean, create a class or modify a page, whatever. Do the metadata change and just verify the credential here, dev1. See here the pipeline flow, dev1 connected to UAT, connected to production. Means whenever I commit something and click on deploy, it will deploy to UAT, and then if you wanted to deploy again, it will deploy to production. So you can start play around, right? So this is how a playground means. You are free to play, free to practice Copado for 30 days. Once it is done, just delete the playground and create another one. Cool. So this kind of video is already available, I think in some modules also. You can verify that as well. And if you stuck anywhere, right, at any point of time, you can always go to Copado learning and training group, right? You just post a message over here. So I am also active in this group, or any other Copado experts will respond you if you have any issues as part of playground creation, or if you wanted to uh, any issues, right? You can always post here. Cool. Thank you so much.